Hey, Dennis here with another video. You've ever heard the saying that everything is energy and that energy can never be created or destroyed? All the energy that will ever be here is already here in some form or another. And these ideas, I would say, are spiritual. But even today, people don't understand this because I remember one day, not too long ago, a few years ago, I was talking to somebody about Bitcoin. And just so you know, I'm not trying to say that you should buy Bitcoin or not, but the essence of what Bitcoin is what makes it so powerful. And I remember I was telling someone about crypto, and they said like they couldn't understand Bitcoin or crypto in general because you can't see it. You can't hold it in your hand. But I thought, what's the difference? Like if you took, because this, like I said, this is not actually what money is. It's an idea. It's a concept. Because everything exists on some frequency, some energy. And I remember saying, or maybe I didn't say this. I thought it after. What Bitcoin really is an idea. So if you were to look at your bank account, how much money you have, like how many numbers are on the screen, versus how much crypto you have, and it'll show you the value in dollars or whatever currency that you're using. And I thought, what's the same? What's the difference? What's the difference? It's the same. If you look at the numbers in your bank account, now that's the formless. But just because you take it out of the ATM machine, it's like, this is the money. This is it right here. That's not the essence of what it is. The true essence of what money is, as well as everything, is the formless. The same as Bitcoin. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Because it was never that form. And people, I would say the government, whoever, would like to control. Like, this is the money backed by the government, right? But the true essence of everything can never be controlled. Because the source is infinite and it's accessible to everybody, to everyone. I remember years ago I saw this video of Bob Proctor, and he would take money, and I'll use the Japanese yen here because that's where I'm at, in Japan. He would take money and he would burn it and it would disappear. And he would tell the audience that just because this form burnt up and disappeared doesn't mean it's gone. The form of it has changed into another form because the essence of something is never the actual form. And then some people, well, most people would agree that, money, this isn't actually what money is. It's an idea. And it's just paper. Now, this is the new bill I got in Japan. And here's the old one here, right? And I remember I was looking at this bill one day, and I told somebody, I said, it's funny, like this bill is like really nice looking, but it's worth less than the American dollar, despite its good condition. And he told me, it's just a piece of paper, right? So he didn't know that I was joking. He's like, yeah, I know, it's just a piece of paper. But I think people forget that's really what this is. That money is an idea. This is just the form that it exists in for us to do something with it. But see, it could take another form. Just like water. There's a lot of water words associated with money. For example, your bank account would be frozen. And words like cash flow. Right? Because the essence of what money is like water. And even water can take different forms. So if you take something like ice. So for example, this is a solid, right? It's a solid thing. Same as ice. But if you took the ice and you melted it, it becomes water. And if you took the water and you evaporated it and it goes into the air, it's gone in that form. But the essence of what it is still exists. The form just changes. So if you want something, it's not about getting a particular form. It's about getting on that level of the essence of what it is, that frequency. And that's how everything is attracted. If you're on the same frequency, just like if you're on the same radio station frequency, so to speak, then you listen to the same music. If you call somebody using their number, that's just a bunch of numbers that accesses that frequency so you can call somebody. But have you ever had the experience where you think of somebody and they call you and you might think, well, I was just thinking about you. Yeah, because you access their frequency. So then they show up in your life. That's what everything really is this frequency, about energy. Some people might ask, okay, I'm trying to get on the frequency of that thing, but I've never experienced it, so how do I know what it feels like? Right? So how do you know what it feels like if you never felt it before? But here's the thing. It was never about you feeling something later on so you can feel it now. Because everything, the frequencies are all here right now at all times. You can feel something now. Because if you couldn't, how would you be making anything at all? And of course, there are ways to experience these things before you even felt them. Say if you wanted a new car, you can go test drive that car and feel that experience. But feeling this experience versus feeling it in your imagination, there's actually no difference. Because everything is created from imagination. Everything is created from a concept. Money is a concept. The form that it takes, the paper, is just the form. That's not the essence of what it truly is. As well as your own body. I could say what I am, but none of these things define what I really am, which is the undefined, that can't be defined. And people, they misunderstand what the I is, the self is. So if you misunderstand this foundational thing, you misunderstand everything else. Because to understand what money is, as well as everything, is to know what you are in relation to everything around you. So you don't need to know what it feels like to have $1 million, so to speak, or whatever, because that frequency already exists. You can intuit it right now, what that's like. Because if you couldn't, how is anything made at all? It's from the imagination. And it's not that everything objectively has its own frequency. Just like if you were to think of me, and whatever feeling that is you have towards me, whatever frequency, may not be the same for somebody else. Because it's only your experience. And there's an infinite number of frequencies. And also, when you're manifesting something, I recommend that you go to the end. Because what you really want is not this piece of paper. What you really want are the things that money can buy you. So when you go to the end, maybe you would get the money to make that thing happen. But it can come in any form. So if you're telling yourself, I have $1,000 or however much money, because you want to manifest this trip, this place you want to go to, because you need that money, it would be better to just go to the end and tell yourself, I go here. I go to this place in the present moment. Because you think you might need the money, but you're putting a limitation on that thing. If you go to the end, how it happens is an infinite amount of ways of how it could happen. Maybe you go for free. Maybe you don't get the money. Maybe it's just some other way I can't even imagine. But the money is just the form to give you the things that you think you want. You don't want the money. You want the things that money can buy you. So remember, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying you should buy crypto. It's about, oh, if I want to get rich, I have to buy Bitcoin. When you have the goal in your mind, when you have the awareness to act upon things, or just do things and you don't even know that's what you needed to do, it'll manifest in any way that's good for you. You don't know how it's going to happen, nor do you need to know how. It's not about buying crypto. What I'm saying in this video is that the formless, the true essence of what you want, is not confined. It's not confined in that thing, the money. It's this piece of paper. It's a concept, just as well as everything else is. So that's why I'm explaining these things in this video, because let alone crypto, the spiritual essence, the formlessness of things, people fundamentally don't understand because they don't understand what they are. Water can take many forms because it's not just the water. It could be ice. It could be a gas. Bitcoin, the true essence of what Bitcoin is not whatever you think it is. It's the idea, the formlessness. The numbers on the screen, whether you have money in your bank account versus crypto, numbers on the screen, it's the same. So when you understand what the essence of things truly are, if you get on those frequencies, then you attract them. Okay, so I hope this video is helpful. Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.